Welcome to the Security Guard Show with Shep and Pitt, where we share stories about our experiences in the security industry and provide tips that might help you in your career as a security professional. This show is sponsored by Enterprise Security Consulting and Training Incorporated. And now, let's start the show. Hey, welcome to the Security Guard Show with Shep and Pitt, and I am Shep, and that guy over there is Pitt. He's the guy holding the ESCT patch. This show is brought to you by Enterprise Security Consulting and Training Incorporated. Excuse me. Don't forget the name. Point to it again. One more time. Don't forget the name. Enterprise Security Consulting and Training. We want to welcome each and every one to our show. Normally we try to come on at 7 o'clock, but tonight we had some stuff going on, some good stuff, and so we had to start later than our normal.
Couple of interviews.
Yeah, and Pitt wasn't late this time. Pitt was on time.
I was.
And we had these interviews with some folks that were here, and I want to say, Pitt, I think we hired some good folks.
Yes.
You know. Yes. Again, Enterprise Security Consulting and Training. We're located here in the city of Rochester, New York, 875 East Main Street, Suite 500, Rochester, New York, 14605. Check out our website at www.esctroc.com. Also, what else? I was about to say something else. I forgot just that quick. But we provide investigations, consulting services, security guard services, and we also do training. We provide mandated New York State security guard training as well as other supplemental training and first aid, CPR, and AED. We welcome you to check us out. Make sure that you click like and subscribe if you're watching by way of YouTube. And make sure you like this video and share if you're watching by way of Facebook. What's up, Pitt?
How can you not like? We give out free information.
We do give out free information. We give a lot of stuff free. We are 1 week away from our free giveaway.
I thought it was this.
Is it this week?
Yeah, it's supposed to be this week.
I don't know because I didn't get any inboxes. So we'll give folks another week because there's a few people watching right now. So we're gonna give them another week. Share this with somebody. This is the information. Now check this out. We will train. We will get your fingerprints done. We will help you become a security guard if you are not already a security guard. It's a pretty good piece of money. So the training itself is $50. That's $150, right? Actually $152 for the training because you're going to take care of your 8-hour, your 16-hour course. So that's $152.
$100 for the fingerprint.
Right.
$102
for the fingerprints. So that now we're up to $252.
$36
plus $36 for the application fee going to New York State. So we're talking about almost $300 worth of training and application fees and things.
And we're paying for the stamp.
That was pretty good, Pitt. And so if you're interested in becoming a security guard, all you got to do is hit us up. Now, here's the key. Here's the catch. You need to be able to tell us why our company name is called Enterprise Security Consulting and Training. Now, you can get that information by going back and looking at some of our older episodes, and you will find that information because we talk about it. I think episodes 5 through 8, we talk about why our company is named the way it is. And all you need to do is send me an inbox or send Pitt an inbox on Facebook, or you can email us at admin @esctroc.com and just put in there that you want to you want to get the free training. You want to become a security guard, you want the free training, and then all you got to do is tell us why our company is named the way it is, and then we're going to help somebody out. And Pitt, we've been helping folks with jobs. We just helped 2 people tonight, right?
2 people tonight. With
jobs. And I want to talk a little bit about professionalism. Say it with me, Pitt. Professionalism. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about professionalism tonight. But over this past week, we had some struggles.
Yes, we did.
With hiring. And I'm just going to be honest. I can't wait till September 6th. And I'll just leave it at that. So, Pitt, what you got going on?
Just relaxing. Getting ready for this weekend that just passed has been a long, arduous process. We had a special event. We had X amount of people lined up, and then that was cut in half, and then that was cut in half by people just not wanting to work. Not wanting to work, not wanting to be bothered. No professionalism.
Right.
No professional courtesy, no professionalism at all. Just
Yeah.
1 minute, yes, I'll work, and then the next minute, nah.
Yeah, that was pretty much the experience. And we started out. So we'll tell you. So we did security at the Luke Bryan concert this past Saturday up at Darien Lake, and we started out with 23, 24 people on the list that was supposed to go. And the day before we're supposed to go, those numbers start dropping like flies, right? And we ended up with like 12 people, And, that's part of the reason I want to talk a little bit about professionalism. We do this show not necessarily calling people out or whatever, right? We do the show to kind of give tips. And I realize this show isn't necessarily the model for professionalism because yeah, we just chilling. We're just a couple guys who want to share some information and have a little fun while we do it. But showing up to work on time has something to do with professionalism. I can tell you, calling, things happen with folks, right? So call, don't text. Don't assume everybody look at their text message, but make a phone call. I'm not going to be able to make it, whatever the case may be, so on and so forth. But that's not primarily what I want to talk about when it relates to professionalism. I was thinking more along the lines of how you act on the job site, right? So we see situations from time to time where security may not be the most professional acting on the site. So I'm just going to use me for an example. So Saturday night, I had this guy. He was all up in my face. He was telling me he told me he had something for me, and for a hot second, Pit, I was like, oh, you got something you want to give me? Because he's like, yeah, you come on outside these gates, and I got something for you. Oh, you got something you want to give me? Let's go get that right now. That was my thought process, right? But evolution in this business has taught me that I can't necessarily go with my first thought process. So I have to continue that process, right? So long story short, I ended up turning away from the guy and just walking away. Matter of fact, one point, because I had 2 experiences with this individual, and one point I told you, Pitt, I'm walking away from this dude, right? And so that level of professionalism, you don't have to always get the last word. You don't always have to get the last punch. You don't always have to be do your job. What you think?
I think sometimes people feel they have to.
Why is that?
People feel they have to because they're the authoritative person. They're the authoritative role, and you're not following their instructions. So they're going to make you follow their instructions.
Okay.
I fall guilty of that sometimes as well.
So,
especially when you're dealing with drunk people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And don't process stuff right to begin with.
And let's deal with that. Let's talk about that for just a moment. Charlotte says you don't sound as loud and clear as I do. That's because I am directly in front of the microphone and Pitt is behind the microphone. So that's something we're going to work on in the future. We got some new stuff happening. Charlotte, I'll speak up. All right. So, but let's deal with that for just a moment, though. So you're working in an event. This is for folks who work event security, whether you working in a bar or something. You're dealing with people who don't necessarily have the mental capacity that you have or supposed to have.
Right.
So if you ask someone to do something and they don't do it right away, you can't necessarily expect that they process the information that you just put out. And you may have to repeat yourself. That's part of what being a professional is about.
Sender and feedback.
Sender and feed. Listen, so there's 3 components of the communication process.
Yes, there is.
That is the sender, the receiver, and the feedback. The sender is the person who is delivering the message. The receiver is the person who is receiving that message. And feedback is affirmation that the message was received by the person intended and that it was understood.
Yep.
I think we just... See, you already getting the 8-hour course. Part of 8-hour.
8-hour course right there.
So, you know, when you start looking at professionalism, you know, you have to know who you're dealing with. So, I think I may have talked about this. I think we talked about it last week. I don't do reggae events. I quit doing reggae events years ago. Why? Because I know that I was going to have a problem. So there's no sense in me even going in there and trying to, I'm gonna try to work this. I just knew I was gonna have a problem, right? And that's not to put down people who like reggae music or people who attend reggae events. I just knew for me it wasn't a good fit, you know, because my history, my experience tells me that if you attend a reggae event, you are going to have to deal with the smell. You won't pass a blood test. Right? So I just refuse to do them. Right? But it's not a knock on anybody. I just know me. So I knew my level of professionalism would not be the same.
Compromise.
You know, so I choose not to do certain types of events. So for those of you who are working in bars, those of you who are working event security, you know, again, you have to know who you're dealing with, because you can't go in and just because somebody, you know, say something foul to you, now you get to respond back in the same way. It just don't work that way. And I'm just going to tell you honestly, we're going to have a conversation afterwards. That's what we do. That's what we do. We have a conversation afterwards. You
fellowship.
know, we have fellowship. It may be a little heated, but we have fellowship. Pitt, what's your thoughts on folks who have to get the last word?
As you grow older, you get away from that. But I understand the need to have the last. Well, people who feel the need to have the last word, because I used to be like that as well. But it doesn't necessarily have to. You don't necessarily have to have the last word. I mean, I understand behind it. I mean, only in emergency situations is that relevant, because there might be an emergency going on. You as a security guard are aware of something that the patron is not. And, you know, you don't have time to explain it, but they need to do what they need to do what you're instructing them to do.
Right.
Because there's a safety hazard. Other than that, there's no reason to fight for the last word.
Charlotta says every action doesn't need a reaction. This is true. Every action doesn't need well, I take that back. Every negative action doesn't require a negative reaction. So again, as I said, just because somebody cusses you out don't mean you need to go back and cuss them out. What it might mean is you need to really reiterate what the directive or command was. Go back, okay, so now we're leaving, or now this, or whatever the case may be. Because again, you're supposed to be the professional. You're the person who's there to provide professional services. And as we talk a little bit more about professionalism, and I know we talked about this in a couple of earlier episodes, your professionalism isn't dictated by the amount of money you make.
It isn't. It shouldn't be.
It's not supposed to be. But we do understand that there are folks, depending on how much they're getting paid, will determine how professional they may be. And even then, they're not professional.
Well, what you did at the venue by, you know, saying that you walk away, that's how you handle it. You walked away, and then I stepped in and was like, okay, so this conversation's over. I need you to go out there.
Right.
You know, so now he had to either re-engage or just listen to what he was being told.
Yep.
So, and that's what he did. He just, you know.
Yeah, you know, and I think maybe I just got old, or whatever. But I was like, I don't have time to listen to this, and I don't have to. Let me exit stage left, and I'm out. And that's what that professionalism is all about. I think that a lot of folks, like you kind of already touched on, they feel like, they got to be the Billy bad guy, or I gotta, dun dun dun. No, it's not that. It ain't that kind of party. It ain't that kind of party. And when you don't act in a professional manner, I think you lose the ability to continue to make money. You lose the ability to have authority. I just think that a lot of people really need to think a little bit more about this industry and where you're at, and where, some people, I get it, some people they're only in this to make a couple extra dollars, maybe, they're something, I don't know. But for some of us, this is our primary way of life, and we don't want any and everybody coming in and messing it up for the rest of us.
Right. Another key component in professionalism is understanding what your job is. So it's actually listening to whoever's telling you what your job is.
Watch out now.
So you can understand exactly what your job is. If you don't understand what your job is, then you're going to have a hard time being professional at your job because you don't know the parameters you can operate in.
That is so true. You find a lot of people go onto a job, they don't have the slightest idea what they're supposed to be doing. They're not properly trained, and then, we talk about their level of professionalism because we expect them to come on to the job and be professional. And we just had this conversation just a little while ago. And so, you can train people to be professional, and I fully believe that. So just, we had a person who did something that they probably shouldn't have done. And so, in a lot of cases, some companies would have said, oh, we don't ever want you back. You got to go. Don't ever come back. Don't work for us. That's not what we are all about here at ESCT. We believe in training you to be the best that you can be.
Which is kind of why I brought that up, because her not knowing the parameters of that she should be operating in ended up being the root cause of that whole thing. Right.
And so, it's incumbent on us as a company to make sure that the people that we bring on board know what they're supposed to do, know what's expected of them. Now we can begin to hold them accountable, right? And even holding them accountable doesn't necessarily mean just cutting them off. But now if a person just acting a fool, and you heard me acting, A-K-I-N. If you got somebody just acting a fool, that's different. But, you got somebody who is trying, they're doing their best, and you got to do what you can to help them. What you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, again, here at Enterprise Security Consulting and Training Incorporated, we are hiring for security guards. Per diem, part-time, event staff. I mean, we're hiring. So if you're interested, now I'm going to tell you this. You have to be willing to work. You can't come here and just sit. You can't just show up at one of our venues or one of our sites and just, I'm here, pay me. It don't work like that. It's, I'm here, I'm working. After I get done working, pay me. Right? So it's a trade-off. It's a process. It's a trade-off. So you come on with us and, listen, we help you out. We'll help you out. So make sure you check us out. Our website is www.esctroc.com. Or you can give us a call at 585-484-7745, and you can get more information about the jobs that we have. You can get more information about the training that we provide and all that good stuff. Hey, and you know what? If you believe your significant other is cheating on you, we can help you find out.
Yes, we can.
I think we should do an episode called Cheaters. I mean, they might sue us.
I mean, we just changed the name.
No, I mean, with a camera crew, we go out and we...
unfaithful MF.
That was Pitt that said that. That wasn't me. But no, there's a guy on YouTube. He actually does something like cheaters, and he's got the whole lie detector thing connected to his computer and all that. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So I just got a text message from Guy Hurd, and I'm just gonna. Well, he texted me, so I don't know. I'll say it anyway. Guy, don't shoot me. But anyway, Guy worked on Saturday, and he was scheduled for a certain number of hours, but he was in pain. He was sick. He had some stuff going on, right? But you know what? He still showed up to work. He still showed up to work, and when he knew that someone became free, he asked, "Hey, can I leave? Because I'm really dealing with something." So, in my mind, that's professionalism.
It is.
There was a commitment to be there, a commitment to work. Things happen. We get that, But I know some other folk would be like, "I'm in pain. I gotta go. I'm out. See, I don't know how you gonna make it." And conversely, we had someone, who was supposed to start a particular shift. Yeah, I'm talking about people. I ain't saying no names, but I'm talking about people.
You know who you are.
If he's watching this, he knows who he is, right? Scheduled to work. I said, okay, I'm going to send you an email and, tell you where to meet me, so on and so forth. Now, I don't think I said, I may be wrong. I don't think I said when I was going to send the email, but I did say I'll send you an email or a text message to tell you when to meet me or where to meet me. So I called the guy because I actually forgot about the email. We were so busy trying to make sure we were staffed for the weekend, so on and so forth. I got busy, got tied up. But I talked to him Saturday. I said, okay, no, we settled on Friday, but I talked to him on Saturday also. You're going to be there Sunday night, blase, the time, so on and so forth, and I'll meet you there. I called this guy Sunday night, and I said, hey, don't forget, you're going to meet me at such and such a time at such and such a place. You know what he said to me? Well, you didn't send me the email, so I didn't think I had to work, so I can't be there tonight. Duh! I mean, I had a moment. I said, bruh, you do you realize what you just did to me? By doing that? Oh yeah, I hear you, I understand, but I'm sorry. And that was it. And I'm like, what's up with that? We had another person who hit me up. Hey, the next event? When's the next event? What's the next event? Put him on the schedule. Day before the event. I'm sorry, I won't be there. My other job. But you knew you had another job. Where is the professionalism? Where has it gone? Please bring it back. Your thoughts, Pitt?
You gotta have that internally. Some people just don't have it.
So, 1 second, Pitt, I'm sorry. For those of you, if you see me looking down constantly, it's because I'm looking at comments on my phone. Because I want to be able to respond to folks as they leave comments. So please don't take it personal. I'm just looking for comments, and I think Pitt's doing the same thing now. But anyway, go ahead, Pitt. What were you saying? I'm sorry. Where's the professionalism gone?
Oh, I don't remember.
Huh?
I don't remember what I was saying.
Oh, okay. So Pitt's old, you all. He's getting old.
Lots of hits on the head.
He can't remember what's going on. But anyway, let's see. So we got a number of comments here. Let's see. Charlotta says, some people don't act in a professional manner because this is a paycheck and they don't take pride in the job that they do. Oh, that is so correct.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. People sometimes don't. Professionalism is an internal thing that I believe you have to have.
Right.
To take accountability and to do the best job possible. And to want somebody to say, man, he's doing a good job or she's doing a good job, or I feel safe with this person there because I know this person is doing their job and not goofing off.
Yep.
And but some people just they're there for a paycheck.
Yeah, yeah. That and that's crazy. Daryl Armstrong asked. I lost it. Daryl Armstrong asked, "Do New York State require you to have a SORA training like New Jersey?" I've heard of SORA training, but I'm not exactly sure what that is. But so I have to say no, because I haven't heard of anything. New York State requires all security guards to have a minimum of 8 hours training before ever getting registered. Then once you get registered, you have to take a 16-hour course. So you have to have a minimum of 24 hours of training within your first year of becoming a security guard. And then every year after that, you have to have 8 hours of training. Shelly Smith says, "Praise God, Shep." Don't get me started on you, Shelly. You owe me, brother. Guy says, "LOL, wow." I'm not exactly sure what he was speaking of. And Charlotta says, "It's called poor work ethics and no stewardship." Oh, stewardship. Let me talk about that for just a moment. So somebody might say, well, what does stewardship have to do with security? And I'm sorry, and Daryl, you're very welcome. Stewardship. So, Pitt, do you take ownership in what you do?
I do.
Why?
Because I did it. I know what's expected of me. So I take ownership in it, and if good or bad, I did it.
No, not ownership in that way. But let's say, see, I know you, so I know what you do. But I want other people to understand what you do. So you go to work on a job site. You're working for James W. Smith. James W. Smith has put you in charge of this area. And it says, Pitt, I want you to take control of this. Do you take a level of ownership?
Oh, absolutely. I take a level of ownership in whatever I do. Like working for the school district, if I'm in a building, they're all my babies.
There you go.
My babies, and I take care of them just like I take care of my babies.
Right.
Because that's what's expected of me. But it's actually a little more than that. I mean, to do a really good job, you have to take ownership.
And so that's where the stewardship comes from. Somebody is entrusting you to take care of what's valuable to them, no matter what it is. It could be, well, it could be this pepper shaker, right?
So you have to make it valuable to you.
This is, and I say to you, Pitt, this is valuable to me. Now you might say, Shep's crazy. He says the pepper shaker is valuable to him, but you never know what's valuable to another individual, right? And so I say, I'm leaving this in your care. Now, if you take it and you say, oh, ain't nothing to this pepper shaker, ain't nothing but a cardboard box that's circular with a metal end and it's got some pepper in it, it don't mean nothing. Then why would I have you watching my valuable pepper shaker if you're not going to take some level of ownership in this? Because I feel like if you take a level of ownership, you won't let anything happen to it. And so when we start talking about professionalism encompasses that level of ownership, that stewardship. Thank you for that word, Charlotta. That stewardship. And I think a lot of folks take that stewardship for granted. You know, that they've been given this authority over like you said, in the school system, whatever school you're working at, all those are your babies. You know, and I think that more of us that are working in this industry need to be able to take on that level of ownership, because that helps to dictate or promote our level of professionalism. It's those who don't take that ownership, who don't feel any stewardship, who tend to slack on the job, tend to not show up, tend to call off and all kind of things, right? It's those people because they have no ownership. But it's also incumbent on the person who's asking you to watch over those things to give you that sense of, hey, you're needed.
Right.
You know, we need. Now, I'm not saying that if you treat me like junk, I'm not going to do the best job I can. I'm still going to do the best job I can. You have some folks who are just not good managers, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm not going to go and do the best job that I can do for that individual, you know. And so, I mean, it's a deeper topic than what we have time for, but I'm glad that we're actually talking about it because folks need to understand that some of us, we are demonstrating our level of professionalism when we choose not to work on purpose. What am I talking about? So I'll go back to my earlier statement, which was earlier in our conversation. I was saying I can't wait until September 6th. Why is that? Because right now there are a number of people, a lot of people who are, as I posted on my Facebook page last night, living the high life, right? They're not showing up. They're accepting interview appointments, but not going. All these other things. And there's going to come a time when you're looking for a job and won't be able to get it because people will remember how you treated them when you thought everything was okay.
Right.
So professionalism starts even before you get on the job. Charlotta says it keeps everyone together as a team and everyone has the same goals while working together. Yes, it does. When everybody takes a level of ownership, a level of stewardship, everybody's on the same page, that team works together. I think we have a great squad, man. I think everybody who works for ESCT is awesome sauce, right? If I could give kudos, do they still give kudos? Do they still make kudos?
We can, yes, they do still make kudos.
Okay.
But we can give kudos whether they still say it or not.
Right. Yes.
It's our show.
This is our show.
It's our show.
Yeah. So, you know, we've been blessed to have a great group of folks working with us. And, hey, we invite you to come and work for Enterprise Security Consulting and Training Incorporated. We have a lot of great stuff that is happening with our company. And I just can't wait to see what's next, man.
Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. So we're coming to the end of our time. We have been on for 32 minutes. And normally we try to stay around 30 minutes, even though sometimes we go over every once in a while. But we thank you for tuning in. Certainly you could have spent your half hour doing something else, but you chose to spend it with us, and we appreciate you. Not appreciate, we appreciate you. Ebonics. We appreciate you. All right. And so we hope that you will think about, let's see. Shout out to the great owners and dedicated staff of ESCT. Thank you, Charlotta. I can't wait till Charlotta gets better, gets all healed up, so she can come and get some of this work in. And if I may, listen, we have cleaning positions. Yeah, ESCT cleaning. We have cleaning positions. And if you're interested in, making, some extra money, or if you just need a primary job, we do have some cleaning positions, and those are open immediately. But you got to be willing to work. And I ain't gonna tell you it's easy work, but you gotta be willing to work, and you have to be able to get bonded. So we can talk about that. Just give me a holler. Give us a holler.
And that doesn't mean James bonded.
No, not James bonded. Shaken not stirred, right. But we mean bonded, right? So, Pitt, you got anything else, man?
No. I actually just got a text about somebody looking for a job.
Bless their heart. So make sure if you're looking for a job in the security industry, or if you want to take one of these cleaning jobs that we have, make sure you hit us up. www.esctroc.com or call us at 585-484-7745. And make sure you hit like and subscribe here on YouTube and on Facebook. And we will be here next Tuesday, and we prayerfully will be here at 7 o'clock on time. Hopefully we won't schedule any more interviews just before a podcast. But anyway, we hope to see you then. So with that, last word, Pitt.
Come on down.
Come on down and be